Happy New Year, gentlemen. So this is my first podcast YouTube video as of 2025. Recording this video on Sunday, January 5th at 5 o'clock in the morning. So full transparency. I was about to get a fantastic workout in to absolutely crush some chest and tricep this morning, but I also wanted to use my insane and natural energy from this morning to put some fire and energy into this video for you guys instead, and to get the workout in later, which is also a topic I have for you later with future videos for this podcast. So there's an open loop of seeds for you to look forward to with that. But yeah, with that being said, the topic of this video, things I wanted to discuss is mental improvement for the new year of 2025. To share with you guys my 2024 progress and setbacks as a natural skinny guy, which are the guys that I target for the most part, and along with December setbacks and life curveballs that I had just last month, and go from there. So in terms of the new year and 2025 targets, mission, and vision, my question for you guys is: have you put some thought into the have you put some thought into your mission, into some targets, into some actionable things that you want to achieve this year, either monthly, quarterly, or yearly targets that you want to achieve by the end of the year? And I'm curious if you guys have put some thought into that. Because with that being said, I think one of the best things a man can do for himself is to always have goals, purpose, and mission to look forward to, correction, and vision to look forward to. And the fact that right now is a start to a brand new year, and literally like the first week of the first month to 2025, this is a great time to start thinking about that. If you haven't already for the past few months, to start planning ahead and to really think about what is it that you want to do this year in terms of personal and professional growth, whether it's so once again, I primarily speak to skinny guys to get freaking jacked inside out. So for my skinny guys that want to get bigger and stronger physically, as well as internally, more energy, more confidence, sex drive, performance, energy, better attitude, better mood, to make more money, to wake up feeling amazing, to look forward to life, to be excited about life, to have more fun, to attract the girl that you desire, have more sex, all those things, right? Those are things that I speak to for my skinny guys. But for when it comes to men in general, for men's improvements, perhaps if you're on the more heavier side, that you want to get fit, that you want to get slim and trim, to get fit, to lose some body fat, to lose some weight, to lose some scale weight, to achieve the body of your 20s or your previous self that was a lot more, let's say, fit for the most part. Perhaps you are perhaps you want to improve your health to either prevent or overcome illness and disease, especially with the norovirus going around right now, which a fun time with that. Perhaps you are overcoming. Excuse me. Oh my God. Let me grab some water here quick. Perhaps you are overcoming some type of an illness, or you have some type of a disease and you want to overcome that. And a great first step of that would be, of course, health and fitness in the context of working out and eating the right foods for your specific situation. With that, as exercise and resistance training is one of the best things that you can possibly do for yourself, for overall health in general, as it is. With that being said, perhaps you're for rehabilitation purposes, you are overcoming an injury, or maybe rehabilitation purposes for mental health, to relieve stress, to improve your situation in life, whatever the case is with that. Maybe you have recently overcome an addiction to alcohol, to fast food, to video games, to chasing girls, to drugs maybe, and then you want to use the gym as a way better addiction to become obsessed with impressing your future self. Whatever the case is, whatever your goals are, just know that I support you because I have massive respect for, in this case, in this context, for men that are putting in the work to make good quality choices, to improve yourself, to become your best and strongest self, and to impress your future self, to wake up and smile at what you see in the mirror, not only today, not only tomorrow, not only next week, but this time next year of approximately December 31st, to know that you put in the work, that you make good choices, and that you said no to bad choices and distractions that you knew that wouldn't help you, and instead you made the right choice to stay focused, to prioritize your essential tasks for growth, and to become your strongest and best self. So with that said, I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you, and I cannot wait for you guys to absolutely crush it this year. But to circle back to what I mentioned in the beginning of that, to if you have not already done so, to take some time to really think about what it is that you want to accomplish, to achieve by the end of the year, by the end of the month, the quarter, by 6 months from now, and then of course by the end of the year, and then write down where you are right now. Just to be very honest with yourself, because the more honest you are with yourself, the more aware of where you are, the more ownership and responsibility that you can take for everything in your life, to kind of have that awareness of where you are, to then write down the action steps of what you need to do and who you need to become to achieve that reality. Because as my business mentor says a lot, even a GPS needs 2 points of data: where you are and where you want to go. You cannot get to where you are if you don't know where you are in the first place. Or correction, you cannot achieve and get to the destination if you don't know where you are in the first place, right? So there's your analogy with that. Next here, what was I gonna say here? I took some notes prior to this video to keep myself on track because I forget shit a lot, especially when I'm in this one fired up. Okay, so next is my 2024 progress and setbacks. Oh my God. So this is kind of I'll try to keep this as simplified as possible. So November, December-ish of 2023, I had a super fun stomach bug from, it was either, I believe it was from food poisoning or something of that nature, or maybe it was the flu, I don't know, but I ended up losing, or correction, so I was super sick, to spare you the details, and I was super sick for about 2 or 3 days straight, and I literally lost about 10 pounds in about 3 days after this fun weekend. If you're actually, it wasn't even a weekend, it was just yeah, so just imagine the stomach flu and go from there. Anyway, so I ended up losing about 10 pounds in about 3 days. So I went from like 160, I believe, at the time to 148. So I went into 2024 at 148 pounds as a 6 foot tall male. So super fucking skinny and scrawny. It was like, oh my God. So as someone that has body dysmorphia and a former anorexic, not helping at all, right? But thankfully, I have the tools and experience and the knowledge and the reps to be able to get all back super quick. So January to like March of 2024, I put in the work with the workouts, with the food, with the water, and the sleep, and all that stuff. And I was able to go from 148 to 175 pounds and hit 5 PRs with the incline bench press, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, the front squats, and what was the last one? Oh yeah, the trap bar deadlift as well. Yes, my personal favorite with the trap bar deadlift, I was able to not only pull 350 pounds, but I was able to pull, for the first time ever, double my body weight in a deadlift in a trap bar fashion. I was super excited about that because on the deadlift itself, I've never been the strongest at or greatest at, but it's a movement that I really enjoy because it works the body from head to toe. It's one of the most functional, natural movements of the human body for movement in general, especially for everyday life. So I really enjoy the deadlift, and the fact that I was able to move, or crush and pull, double my body weight of whatever it was at the time. So for the math, I pulled 350s. So double that. So half of that would be, I believe, so about 175. Yeah, 175. Yeah, so I was 175 at the time. So at that point too, I had the goal of chasing the scale weight for a natural skinny guy to get like, so my goal at the time for scale weight wise was to hit 180 pounds, until I realized that was a mistake, because um the faster that you bulk, the more excessive body fat you also put on at the same time. So I was taking down like 4,000 calories easy every day. And that's how I was able to put on about 25, 30 pounds in about 3 months. And I could have had even more than that. But when I hit 175, I looked in the mirror and I was just like, uh-oh. So, because scale weight, I was like, yeah, the scale's moving and whatever. But and then I looked in the mirror, I'm just like, oh, I started putting on some body fats, especially around my core stomach region, which is where men generally store the majority of their body fat in their stomach core midsection region. And I didn't like that at all. And so at 175, I stopped bulking, and that's when I started my cut phase, so to speak, of when I dropped the calories to about 3,500 at first. I started seeing some results with that, and then from there I dropped it even further to 3,000, because I wasn't seeing at the time, I wasn't seeing results that I liked. And so I discovered that 3,000 for my activity levels was a good amount to both maintain and build strength, and maintain and build muscle mass while also losing body fat at the same time. And so when it comes to bulking for us not just skinny guys, just know that don't chase scale weights, to instead play the long game and chase long-term lean muscle mass, of slowly progressing with overall lean muscle mass over time to minimize and prevent excessive body fat in the process. So learn from my mistake with that. This is also why that every time I see a skinny guy that is chasing scale weight that wants to go from like 130 pounds to like to 180 or whatever the case is. So first of all, I get it. I understand the struggle and like the excitement of putting on weight, but just know that scale weight in general is just a number. It's really just body mass index. Especially if you go off of the BMI scale, which I fucking hate that scale, because so the BMI scale is literally just goes off of your height and weight, and it does not account for like body mass of like muscle mass versus body fat versus skeletal tissue, water weight, fluid weight, all that stuff. BMI is literally just about your height and weight ratio. That's all it is. And fun facts, according to BMI, literally every NFL player is obese according to that scale because of their height and weight ratio. So think about like an NFL lineman or like a running back or like a big guy in the NFL that that's maybe 6 foot, maybe 6'2", that weighs like upwards of 300 to 400 pounds. According to BMI, they're overweight, but in reality, they are perfect size for their position, for their sport, for what they need to do for that position. And that's all the reason why, just one reason alone why the BMI scale is fucking stupid. But it's from the medical industry point of view, it's a very fast way to assess your overall let's call it your overall health and fitness position for the general public from the medical industry in a very fast fashion. I'm simply stepping on a scale to record your weight on that lateral like teeter-totter scale, so I'm speaking for that. I can't think of the word right now. Well, to measure your height and weight very quickly in a very high volume based industry at the doctor's office for the medical industry. So that's why they do it, because it's a very fast and simple way to get some type of an assessment to see where you are from height and weight issue. But just know that the BMI scale for weight is very inaccurate in terms of overall health, fitness, and performance. And to instead use the scale as a tool to see where you're at for data collection purposes, and to instead, for progress, go by close fitment, what you see in the mirror, and the progress that you see in the gym. That's 100% what I always recommend and my go-to for that. For scale weight wise, I recommend to, in the context of putting on lean muscle mass over time, to hop on the scale once a week minimum, or correction, once a week max, and then make that time frame very specific and very consistent every week at the same time, the same day every week if you can, to make that data very consistent. So for example, for me, that was once every Sunday morning, as soon as I wake up before I eat or drink anything, and do that naked, to ensure that everything stays consistent and accurate as possible for that. Because once again, there's lots of things that can change that number on the scale. And if you weigh yourself a lot throughout the week, it's going to play mind games in your head when the number changes or doesn't change. And the number does not necessarily indicate progress or lack of progress with muscle mass and strength and gaining overall mass and weight. It's a tool at the end of the day. It's a long story short with that. That was actually a long story. That wasn't short at all. But yeah, there's that. Anyway, so welcome to how my brain works. I like to explain shit in detail. That's just how I operate. So there's that. Anyway, so BMI, I forgot what's going. Oh yeah, so up to about April is when I started cutting. After hitting 175 pounds and stopping before I hit 180, because I did not like the excessive body fat I put on at that time, so I started cutting. And then summertime, I was cutting. I was still cutting. I was getting some results with seeing some definition in my core. I was starting to see some very slight visibility with ab work, which means I was losing body fat while also still maintaining and progressing with muscle mass and strength with the gym with my workouts. And then from there, I had a shoulder injury during those PRs, and that's why I was only able to hit 5 and not 6, because my goal was to hit 6 PRs with the overhead press, but I had to stop with the shoulder overhead press because I jumped weights too fast, and I was chasing like the weight on the bar, and I ended up injuring my shoulder because I was trying to overhead press too much weight too fast that my body and shoulders could not handle, because my shoulders just don't like super heavy weights like that. So it took me about, I don't know, a few months to overcome a shoulder injury, and then during the incline bench press or something, or maybe it was dips, that I ended up injuring my other shoulder temporarily, to where it hurt like a motherfucker to do any incline bench work or any bench work at all, as well as dips. And so it took me a few months to recover from that, to where I could do dips, pull-ups, and incline bench work without any type of shoulder pain. So that was a fun little temporary injury that I had with my shoulders, because I was ego lifting and just chasing the numbers to hit a PR. And yeah, that's how that happened. So a few months later, so we're now into around like fall-ish of 2024. Life is going good. Making progress with workouts. I'm seeing definition and size, whatever, in my body. And then Q4, I had even bigger targets to get freaking huge. And yeah, it was also around that time frame too, where, one second, please, where I had the project Jason Statham to get his physique, and I was working on that as well at the same time, because apparently I have a somewhat resemblance of Jason Statham, of like facial and body type and everything else. But and here's where it gets fun. So December is when mid-December, I got super sick one night with lots of high-grade fevers and a lung infection. It turns out I think I had the norovirus, which is something that was going on around nationwide. And for about 6 or 7 days, I was having high-grade fevers, lung infection, and I had zero appetite, and I couldn't do any lifting at all. And I was just shivering, body aches and everything, which is a high-grade fever in my case. And it was fun. So from there, December, I lost 10 pounds. So I went, well, approximately 10 pounds. I went from like 168 to 170-ish to 160. And for a moment, I actually dropped to slightly below 160. But again, that's also why, all the more reason why I recommend to not rely on scale weight, because I've been at about 160-ish in the last time I checked. So yeah, so right now on average I'm about 160. So I dropped about 8 pounds in like 7 days, because I had a zero appetite for a week straight, and I was consuming like maybe 1,500 calories max, and that's being generous, for several days. And when your maintenance is closer to 3,000 when you're active and 2,500 when you're not active, and you're taking in 1,000 calories less than that. Physics and physiology and chemistry and science and all that stuff dictates, and logic dictates that you're going to lose some weight with that. So I ended up losing. So, and that brings me to where I am today. I excuse me. I ended up losing about 10 pounds, or approximately 10 pounds, 8 if you want to be specific and super accurate with it. Um, I lost some muscle mass, and that's actually the reason why I'm not wearing a sweatshirt in this video, because I wanted to showcase that for you guys, to show, essentially, to be vulnerable on camera and to demonstrate where I am today, January 5th, 2025, going into my fitness and strength based goals, personal goals for the year. And I could not work out for 3 weeks because my nervous system was down. My body was not doing good at all because for illness, for obvious reasons. And so fast forward to last week so calendar wise, last week of Thursday, January 2nd, was actually my first workout of the year and my first workout in about 3 weeks since recovering from the norovirus. And it just happened to be that day to where it was my day off corporate. I had the entire day to myself. I woke up feeling really good, lots of natural energy. My body was feeling good, my mind was feeling good, lots of good energy. And I was like, ooh, like let's freaking go, right? And I was like, let's go. And so I knocked out my first workout of back and biceps, and it felt awesome. I got the endorphins flowing, some adrenaline flowing, some hormones flowing. I tuned in to Jeff Radio, and life was good for my workouts. We crushed it. In full transparency, since I love my days off corporate, I didn't even leave my house, which I do that a lot. I'm not leaving my house on my days off, and just to get personal and professional like business stuff done. And so it was on anyway. So I took a nap after getting some good quality food, protein and calories, and after that, I took a nap for about 2 hours. I woke up and I was feeling good, natural energy. The mind was doing good. The body was feeling good. The nervous system was feeling good. I was like, instead of waiting till tomorrow, what's to stop me from working out right now? And because like theory based, that you're only supposed to work out once per day and to recovery and growth and all that stuff. But I'm thinking like, if my body is feeling good, my mind is feeling good, I have lots of energy, and I have this urge for my body to do some shoulders, why not? That's all the reason why I'm a big believer in holistic health and listening to your body and doing things appropriately as dictated by your body. Of your body's feeling good, energy, performance, your mind is doing good, your nervous system is strong, you're feeling strong, you're feeling good. So I woke up from my nap of about 2 hours, and I went downstairs to my home gym, and I did a shoulder workout, and it felt awesome. I was like, oh, let's go, right? And so I knocked out a fantastic shoulder workout. And oddly enough, between my back biceps and shoulder workouts, I did not lose that much strength. And I was surprised by that, considering that I lost some muscle mass in my back, my lats, as well as my arms. And strength wise, I did not lose that much strength over. So shoulders, shoulders. I lost the majority of my strength in my side deltoids, but like overhead press wise, I was pushing the same weight, just a few less reps. Face pull wise for the rear delt, I mainly do the exercise to help for posture reasons and to help it's more for hypertrophy than it is for like explosive strength and power for face pulls. But I was doing about the same amount of weight and reps on that as well. But again, face pulls for me, it's more about holding it at the top for posture and to really work those back muscles and stuff like that for hypertrophy, and not so much for for lots of weights, because your shoulders, especially for myself and the general public, the shoulders are not something that you want to go super heavy and explosive with. There's a time and place for that. Your shoulders are not one of them, because your shoulders are one of the most vulnerable muscles in your body because of how mobile they have to be with all of these planes of motion for that ball and socket joint. And therefore, and because it's so mobile, it has to be for functional purposes. The downside of that is it's not as strong, something like your legs or your glutes or your back, whatever the case is. And that's why for shoulders, lighter weight with higher reps is a much better alternative, a much better idea for overall strength and to build the muscle mass in comparison to like your legs or your back or whatever that can handle a lot more weight in a more explosive fashion. Um, yeah, so I did not lose much strength with that, which I was surprised with. But for myself, I lost some mass in my back and my arms. And my arms, I've always struggled with that. Ever. That's one of my weaknesses is arms in general. My back blows up fast, oddly enough, but my arms, I've always been like one of my weaker, one of my more stubborn muscles to grow. So it's whatever. So yeah, so I did some preacher curls with that, which that's one of my new favorite bicep exercises because it takes your back out of the equation, which is more of a advanced exercise for like chin-ups. I did some preacher curls and it felt awesome, especially with my MacGyver setup. Since I don't have a preacher curl machine or access to that, I literally am just using my dip station with my living room or crouching dining room chair with a foam roller to protect my back or to protect my lower back, and I'm literally using a MacGyver setup to do preacher curls in a very safe and effective manner, and I love it. It might become more of a challenge later when I start moving some heavier weights, but when it comes to bicep curls and that specific exercise, it's not really about the weight; it's more about the overall movement and just putting lots of tension on that bicep. If you want to start moving some weight, that's what barbell curls and cheek curls and like chin ups and stuff like that are going to be for. So when you start wanting to just get into some heavier weights, that's a more appropriate exercise for that would be like cheek curls or like barbell curls with that. So and then today after this video, I'm going to be doing chest and triceps, not only to see where I'm at, but I'm feeling good and to work on my arms once again because your triceps is like is the majority of your arm, about literally 2/3 of your overall arm strength and mass, literally. And so I'll be doing that after this video, but I wanted to take advantage of my natural energy and vibrant energy and passion and personality for this video to share with you guys before I lost that with the workout. So here we are with that. Yeah, and my goal workout wise at the moment is to work out about 2 or 3 times per week and to get in enough of a workout to stimulate a muscle growth and strength response to release some endorphins and to feel good and to get things flowing and not so much that it's going to absolutely exhaust myself into the ground and just drain myself of energy and everything over time. So that's so for me, and this comes from 15 years of experience of going from adrenal exhaustion 3 times to being a little bitch a long time ago and just everything in between. So I've learned how to balance things for my body of an appropriate amount of work for myself of what my body can handle to the point where you're creating a stimulus, a growth stimulus, but not so much that you're driving yourself into the ground. So in 2024, I was a big believer of train smarter, do less, and accomplish more, which is a modified statement I got from my mentor Andrew Garrettson that really preached to slow down, do less, and accomplish more. I modified that for myself of train smarter, do less, and accomplish more to essentially cut the workout volume in half, if not more, and do low volume workouts with effective exercises to get the best bang for your buck out of the workouts with 100% effort and focus into those exercises with low volume to maximize your results from that workouts and with very low volume and with in an hour or less with upwards of just 5 exercises or less, which is what I love to do, and I've seen fantastic progress and growth from that. The skinny guys I've worked with have also seen progress and growth from that. So it's definitely proven to work versus these giant fucking monster workouts that skinny guys love to follow because of the more is better approach from following like professional bodybuilders that are on steroids and sponsors and trainers in the background and literally like their job and their life is to live in the fucking gym and to eat all day long and they have a completely different lifestyle than what we have as everyday that's just getting men. They're trying to get jacked from the inside out. So I've squashed that so many times. Long before I started this podcast series. So if you want to if you want to get some information and knowledge on that, just go to my previous videos on that I made throughout correction that I made starting in about spring of 2024 is where I went really into that stuff of squashing all of those myths of giant high volume workouts that just don't work for us for a variety of reasons. So if you want to learn more about that stuff, especially for our genetics as not just skinny men to get bigger and stronger and to get jacked inside out, go ahead and see those videos on my channel. Lots of good stuff and resource for you guys there. But right now, going forward into 2025, just as the title of this podcast indicates, I'm now on a mission to get jacked inside out. And as I mentioned, like in the very beginning of this video, of to not only just muscle mass and strength, but energy, better attitude, better mood, mental clarity, focus, confidence, performance, personal and professional growth, relationship growth, growth to attract the girl that you desire, or if you already have a girlfriend or wife, to be more attractive to her, to be your best and strongest self moving forward for the 4 dimensions of growth, which is an open loop for another video that I'll make in the future about that stuff. So stay tuned for all that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my current addiction and obsession right now, is focusing on getting jacked inside out. It's because to me, in my experience and my development and evolution over the years, is that muscles and size is just one small element of the overall picture for men's improvement, especially for us skinny guys. And as I mentioned, energy, performance, sex drive, making more money, attitude, mood, mental clarity, focus, thoughts, things of that nature. All of those things, and then more that I can't think of right now on the spot, but all of those things make up the total overall picture to become your strongest and best self as a skinny man, to achieve the life that you desire most, and to impress your former self a year from now when you look in the mirror and smile when you see it, to actually look forward to life and be excited to wake up and absolutely crush it, to wake up with purpose, execute with passion, and make your future self proud. So that's my motto, and I love it, and some awesome mindset tactics for that, to wake up excited for life and look forward to seeing what you can accomplish, versus the unfortunate position and mindset that lots of skinny guys have, of burnout, of waking up miserable, exhausted, defeated, and drained, and to survive the week. And because of misery and defeat and burnout. So yeah, that's the lifestyle and position and mindset that I'm trying to help skinny guys overcome, to get excited for life, to prevent burnout, to overcome burnout, and to dig yourself out of that hole, to look forward to the week, to look forward to life, to look forward to absolutely crushing your mission, your purpose, your vision, your essential tasks, and your goals, and to impress your former self, to look in the mirror and be excited at what you see, instead of playing a victim card and going from there. So that's part of the skinny guys that I preach and talk to, as well as the guys that are already there, in terms of already being obsessed with improving yourself, but perhaps you're just not doing the right things for lack of education and whatever the case is. And in that case, those are the guys I absolutely love to work with, because I have the tools and experience over the course of 15 years, lots of education, knowledge from lots of different things, to help you guys overcome those, to make the right choices, to do the right things, to make those small tweaks in your life, to pull the right levers, to get the maximum performance and gains and results out of the work you're doing in everyday life, in the gym as well, to maximize your results by putting in the least amount of work and effort over time. And that's my mission statement going forward into 2025, of your overall best self. So fun fact, I did not plan any of that at all in the last like 20-ish minutes. That was just going off of stuff on the fly. So you're welcome. I love mic drop moments mid video. They made my day. That's part of the reason why I started this podcast series. I have no notes in front of me right now, just going with the flow of thoughts in my head, and going on the fly with rabbit holes and TED Talks as they come in my head. So there's that. Oh yeah. So to revert back to what I was saying like 20 minutes ago, fast forward to today, going into my third workout of the year, and my third workout since like 3 weeks. Well, since last week, I did 2 workouts on the same day, and then I took a few days off to get some rest in, to get some sleep in, to get some calories in, and put more focus into corporate from business and finances and all that stuff. And yeah, so and just getting shit done, having a good time, and kicking ass at corporate, and solving problems, making customers like their day, and good times. Anyway, yeah. So moving forward, fitness wise, my mission is to regain all of my lost mass back, and then some. And strength is there, but I am not powerlifting or going for any PRs. Once again, my objective is to regain some size with some strength, with some functional strength, while also focusing on posture to stand tall, just kind of more erect, with shoulders back, and just a nice elongated like neck. Because a while ago my posture was fucking terrible, and thankfully after learning the tools from the Czech Institute of being a functional Czech practitioner, and having some awareness with posture and how to fix like tight muscles, and how to address tight muscles and weak muscles. And I also have people in my circle that are manual therapists that can give me even deeper and further tips on that. That's outside of my compass with that, as well as Mind Pump Media. I invested into some of their online modules for mobility stuff, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, that's kind of my plan of action in terms of my physical body and personal development for getting bigger and stronger from the physical body point of view with that. So, and I believe that's a wrap for that part of it. So let me look at yeah, so that's a wrap for that. But yeah, moving forward, this is not the first time at all that I've lost progress from an illness or life setbacks. So this is nothing new to me. This is just a natural, normal part of life, in my opinion, experience, especially for us not just skinny guys. When we get sick, when we have an injury or whatever the case is, and we lose our appetite, we can't work out, X, Y, Z, and we lose the progress. And the beauty of this is that as you get more experience and keep putting in the reps, you get better over time. You start to dial in your craft of being able of tracking food and calories, of mastering the movements, and getting very familiar with the workout itself, how to work out, what to work out with, knowing what you need for food and calories. It becomes easier and faster over time to bounce back stronger than ever, and then some. And that's why. So when I first had my first workout or whatever, and hop on the scale, I wasn't worried about it at all, because I'm confident that I know that I will bounce back from this super quick. It's just time at this point. And I have the tools, skills, knowledge, and experience to regain it all back and then some. So I'm not worried about that at all. In fact, I was excited because I now have things to look forward to from a physical standpoint, that I'm excited to and to showcase that for you guys, to show what we can do as not just skinny men, to crush it, to become sexy beasts, to get freaking jacked inside and out. So all the reason why I'm wearing this shirt right now of one of my heroes, of Jocko Willink, his mission statement in his brain of good, and because of that mindset going into it of lost muscle size and strength, good. I have more time to regain it all back and then some, and have something to look forward to wake up excited for freaking life, and to crush it, and to keep progressing towards those targets, and that vision of smiling at what I see in the mirror, and go from there. And once again, to revert back to men's improvement, one of the best things a man can do for himself is to constantly be obsessed and focused on his purpose, mission, vision, goals, and targets, to always stay busy and something to look forward to, and to keep becoming your best and strongest self, to live up to your full potential as a fucking man. And the physical body is just one dimension of that, and I'll talk more about that later in a different video, in a separate podcast episode of the 4 dimensions of growth and what it means to get jacked inside out. So, is there anything else I want to talk about on this episode? I think so that's a wrap for this episode. I have more ideas for future stuff. Part of which I mentioned in this video already, to give you some seeds to look forward to in the future. But that's a wrap. I'm excited for you guys to become your strongest and best self for this year of 2025, to put in the work, to make good choices, to say no to distractions, and to stay focused on what you need to do to crush it and the person that you need to become to get after it and to make your future self proud. So, with that being said, to finish things off with, wake up with purpose, execute with passion, make your future self proud. I'm excited for you. I look forward to seeing you guys absolutely crush it. Until next time. Whoop, there we go. Until next time, JV out.